Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Jamie, aka Ryuks here, and I'd like to welcome you to Ryuks Retro Rewind. This is going to be a show where I'll take a look back at old games, maybe from the early 90s, like my childhood, that kind of thing. Games that I played a long time ago, that I haven't played in a long time, and just to see how they stack up now against games that I've played. You know, a long time later I've played a hell of a lot of games now, and I'd just like to compare them, I suppose, to the recent games. So this one was released in '93. I didn't play it then because I was only about a year old. So it was probably a couple of years after that. Say when I was about 5 or 6, I'd imagine I started playing this. Might have been a bit older than that. I can't exactly remember because my memory is awful. But yeah, it's a really good game. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and I used to play it with, my brother. I used to play it with my parents. They were actually really good at it. We completed it quite often, actually, together. We never really played all 4 of us, I don't think, because we never really had that many controllers, but it was generally, we always played it, in a pair. I don't think I ever played this on my own, to be honest. We always played the Sega together. It's pretty cool. It's the first console I ever came into contact with, Sega. Recently, after, a little bit after that, we got a PS1, and then soon after that, a PC, and then I, became a nerd and got a PS2, had an Xbox, had a 360, had a PS3, etc. But I found World of Warcraft. But to start with, I literally, we had the Sega, and then for a little while the PS1, which was awesome as well. Hopefully they'll start bringing, there might be some games on PSN that I can actually play from the PS1. I can show you on this show as well, which would be pretty awesome. So at the moment, I've got a few Sega games that I'm going to be doing because they've recently released quite a few on Steam, and there's a few on Gamersgate and stuff like that. This is where this one's from. It's a really good port. I really like it. It runs so smoothly. Now it should really, because systems nowadays are a lot more powerful than they were back in when this was released. So a little bit more about the game. In the first Streets of Rage, as you see, this is the second one. Mr. X takes over the city, and basically you've got Axel, Blaze, and Adam in the first one, the 3 characters, and they're basically fighting back to save the city. And in this one, he does the same again, but this time he kidnaps Adam from the first one. And Axel and Blaze are there again, trying to fight back, take the city back, and obviously rescue their friend. But in this one you've got a couple more characters. You've got Max, who is an old friend of Adam's, and you've got Skate, which is Adam's younger brother, as far as I know. I think that's right. Yeah, it's Adam's younger brother. So it adds a bit more of a range to the characters, because obviously in the first one they were all pretty similar. All 3 of them were fairly balanced characters, whereas in this one you've got Axe and Blaze, who are fairly balanced, and then you've got Max, who's your power character. He's huge, he's like a wrestler or a boxer, I think. And then you've got Skate, who's like a little kid on roller skates, so he's obviously really quick, he's agile, but his power is lacking. So I think adds a little bit more of a variation to the game. You've got a character type that you can choose from. I always remember when I was a kid that this was quite a hard game, but when I played it recently, I didn't find it as difficult. It's a lot more simple, it seemed. I don't know if it's just because I've played so many games now that it's just the mechanics have become simpler, or I don't know. It might be the control method, but then again, no, that can't be it. Because on the Sega we had a turbo button, which you just literally held down, and it was basically your punch button just over and over again. So you could just do combos by holding down this turbo button, which was pretty cool, must admit. For a kid, that's pretty good. That's a pretty easy mechanic to get a hold of. But it was so simple. You had A was a special move where you do quite a lot of damage, but it takes a little bit of your health off. So that was something I never really used. And you've got B is your combos and stuff like that, and then C was jump, I think. So it was really simple, really simple controls. Obviously you got your directions and stuff. And when you grab someone, you literally just walk up to them and he grabs them automatically. So again, that's pretty simple. When you grab them, you can do a couple of things. You can either punch them about a bit, obviously using your B button, or you can just throw them. I think you use the jump button for that one. With Max though, because he's a big character, he's powerful. You can grab someone, jump up and like body slam them, which is pretty damn awesome, I have to say. A lot of satisfaction doing that as him. I used to play as Max quite a lot, but you know, I started playing as Axel on this one just because he's a fairly balanced character and hadn't played the game in a long time, so I wanted to kind of get back into it before I did anything, you know, played Max, I suppose. So Axel's a little bit easier, I'd say, because he's balanced, you know. Max is a bit slow, bless him. He's a good character, but he's a little bit slow. And then like you've got Skate, who I used to play as well, because he's, you know, he's fun, he's good fun. But again, he's, you know, he gets punched once and he's like loses quite a lot of health, I think, because he's not, you know, he's a little kid. You know, if an adult punches a little kid in the face, he's gonna be more hurt than another adult, you would imagine. So it makes sense in that aspect. So what I want to see from this series is, you know, obviously me playing old games. It's enjoyable. I like going back, looking back on old memories and playing some of these games, because you know, it has brought up some memories of my childhood, and that's awesome. I like doing that. So I'd like you maybe after a little while to suggest games that I should play, you know, older games, maybe if I haven't. I've got a list at the moment of games that I'm going to play, and it's quite a substantial list at the moment, as I'm not going to tell you what's on it, because I want these videos to kind of be a surprise. Obviously you're going to read the title before actually watching the video, but you know, before that you won't know what the next one is, and hopefully you'll be excited to know when it finally comes out. So yeah, for now I've got a list of games that I'm going to be doing, and after that though, I would like some input from you guys, you know, maybe old games that you'd recommend that I play. Maybe I haven't played them. I know recently TB, or that's Total Biscuit if you didn't know that, done a video on Deus Ex, the original one. I say recently, it was probably like a year ago now, but it was really good. You know, it got me into the game because I like Splinter Cell. I was a massive fan, and just the way he was playing it, you know, stealthy, you know, hiding bodies and stuff like that, reminded me of the original Splinter Cell, which the recent ones unfortunately have gone for a more, you know, not generic, but a stealthy third person shooter, more than, you know, the original one where it's really stealthy. You had to be quiet or you'd die basically, because they gave you big guns in the later ones, and obviously when you've got a big gun it doesn't matter if you're quiet or loud, you can just shoot everyone and they all die. But you know, in the old ones you had to be quiet, you had to be careful, and that's what I liked about Deus Ex. It was good, it reminded me of that. I recently picked up the new one as well, which is just as awesome. So yeah, this video is coming to an end. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you stay tuned for another episode of this, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.